Hi everyone, my name is Abhiraj Garakapati. Welcome to my YouTube channel Amazing Abhi.
Your journey into stories begins here.
Door, a true blessing. After the teacher dismisses the class, a newly humbled Lugang approaches Lin Zichen. He admits he had underestimated the school and declares that from now on, he will consider Lin Zichen his rival for the next 3 years. Lin Zichen realizes that with the teacher's plan to constantly challenge other classes, completing his achievement within a year might not be impossible. Wang Shuji also confronts him, vowing to wash away the humiliation of his defeat before they graduate. Lin Zichen, however, is more focused on the practical benefits. He calculates that he has earned over 3,000 yuan from the exam prizes alone. This excites him as he can now use this money to buy more beast meat. He clenches his fist, completely ignoring the non-yuan duo, who are left fuming at his arrogant dismissal. That night, back in his room, he considers his financial situation. Although he earned some money from the rewards, it is still far from enough to buy all the beast meat he needs. To earn more money, he decides to follow in his parents' footsteps and registers as a web novel author, beginning his writing journey. Thanks to his celestial root of wisdom, his writing is exceptional. The next morning, he finds a contract invitation from the Yuan platform in his messages. After signing the contract, a piece of news from that very day catches his eye. The report is about a terrifying incident just 2 hours ago. A giant mutant rat had attacked a frozen meat cold storage facility on the outskirts of the city. The news report details the horrific attack. The mutant rat was over 5 meters long and so powerful that it bit a responding cyborg in half. In a final, desperate act, the captured cyborg activated its hidden backup energy core to self-destruct, taking the enemy with it. The resulting explosion was massive, blowing the giant mutant rat to pieces on the spot. Reading the news, Lin Zichen is horrified. He stares at an image of a monstrous rat, wondering with growing dread how many more of these giant mutant rats are hidden in Shanghai City. He also questions where such enormous creatures could possibly be hiding. The day of the sparring session against the strongest regular class of the second year arrives, and the students gather at the Shanghai High Gymnasium. Before the match, the teacher, Yao Yuanfeng, holds a strategy meeting with his top fighters. He warns them that while their top fighters are strong, the opposing class is stronger overall and will likely use defensive tactics to wear them down. He orders them to finish their fights as quickly as possible. The moment the meeting is over, Lin Zichen rushes towards the ring, eager to defeat as many new opponents as possible. To complete his survival of the fittest achievement, he volunteers to go first. His opponent, a tall girl, with long blonde hair from the second-year class, steps into the ring. Seeing who she's up against, she immediately complains to her teacher, pointing out that the elite class has sent their strongest fighter out first. She claims she is the weakest student in her own class, and questions how she is supposed to fight him. Hearing this, teacher Yao Yuanfeng storms over to the opposing teacher, an older man he calls Brother Feng. He angrily accuses him of breaking the unspoken rules of class sparring, which dictate that the weakest students should fight first. He demands to know why the other teacher sent his strongest student to fight in the first match. To settle the dispute, teacher Yao orders Lin Zichen down from the stage, telling him he can go later, and to let the weaker students go first. Lin Zichen reluctantly agrees and steps down. The teacher then points to Zhang Yijie and tells her to go first, but she is caught off guard and protests that she isn't ready. Seeing an opportunity, Shen Jinhan steps forward. She volunteers to fight, telling teacher Yao that since she is the weakest, she should be the one to go first. Shen Jinhan nervously enters the ring to face the tall blonde girl, clearly intimidated. From the sidelines, her classmates, including Chu Rui and He Yu, begin to cheer loudly, shouting encouragement for their friend Han Han. However, the sudden pressure only makes Shen Jinhan even more nervous. The match begins, and the blonde girl immediately attacks with a powerful punch, which Shen Jinhan manages to block. Despite being outmatched, Shen Jinhan is determined. She knows she can't win, but resolves to hold on for as long as possible, adopting a purely defensive strategy to drain her opponent's stamina. Her plan proves surprisingly effective. 3 minutes later, the blonde girl is breathing heavily, surprised by Shen Jinhan's endurance. She realizes that if the fight continues, she will run out of stamina and decides she must finish the match quickly. She rushes forward with a final decisive punch. The blow lands and Shenjin Han is knocked to the ground, defeated. As she gets back on her feet, she is visibly embarrassed. The teacher, Yao Yuanfeng, praises her performance. He gives her a thumbs up, telling her she did great, and that her defensive strategy was very smart. Lin Zichen also comforts her, patting her head gently. He tells her she did well, lasting over 3 minutes against a senior with an extra year of training, and that she has made big progress. Reassured, Shenjin Han looks up at him with a happy smile. Following Shenjin Han's defeat, another female classmate with brown hair from the elite class steps into the ring. Seeing that her senior opponent is running out of stamina after the previous match, she sees an opportunity and rushes into attack. She throws a powerful kick, but the more experienced senior easily dodges the blow and counters with a swift punch to the face. The brown-haired girl is quickly overpowered and pinned to the ground, where she cries out in pain and is forced to surrender. Standing over her defeated opponent, the senior mockingly asks if she was looking down on the regular class by charging in so recklessly. She continues to taunt the girl, telling her that while she may not have her talent, she is trained for a whole year longer. She dismisses her, telling her to come back and fight again after she's trained for another year. Just then, Chu Ruiz steps forward. Filled with determination, she declares that she will avenge Shenjin Han and crush the senior. Chu Ruiz proves to be a formidable fighter. She easily defeats her senior opponent with a single, powerful punch. From the sidelines, Shenjin Han cheers enthusiastically, calling out how amazing Chu Ruiz was. Lin Zichen tells Shenjin Han that she was amazing too, explaining that Chu Ruiz's victory was easy only because Shenjin Han had drained the senior stamina first. Shenjin Han smiles happily. 2 hours later, the sparring session continues and the elite class has evened the score. Teacher Yao Yuanfeng approaches the second-year teacher, Brother Feng, and taunts him, pointing out that his class only has 4 fighters left and that he is confident his class will win the bet. However, he then turns to his students and warns them not to get complacent. He declares that the true strength of their class lies with their 4 top fighters, Lin Zichen, Wang Shuji, Liu Gong, and He Yu. The real showdown is just beginning. Following his teacher's declaration, He Yu is ordered to go up next. He cracks his knuckles with a determined look and enters the ring. With a dramatic, ground-pounding pose, he strikes a fighting stance and theatrically asks his senior opponent if he is prepared to face his fists, which he claims are thirsty for battle. The senior, a boy with brown hair, smirks and tells He Yu not to be so childish and overly dramatic. Annoyed, He Yu immediately attacks with a swift kick, sending the senior crashing to the ground. And defeat. Standing over his fallen opponent, He Yu mocks him, questioning where he got the confidence to act so tough with such a low skill level and calling him trash. Just as He Yu celebrates his victory, another more formidable senior with purple-tinged hair stomps into the ring. He glares at He Yu, calling him arrogant for his taunts. The senior immediately lunges with a powerful punch, vowing to teach his junior opponent some intensity. To the senior's shock, He Yu moves with incredible speed, effortlessly dodging the attack. Before we move ahead, please take a second to like on this video. A like tells me that you enjoyed this topic. Your support helps Amazing Pie grow naturally. He Yu then counters with a powerful kick that sends the senior flying, knocking him out, ceding his impressive victory. Chu Rui and Shenjin Qinghan erupt in cheers, shouting encouragement for He Yu. Fueled by his success, He Yu goes on an incredible winning streak, defeating several more opponents in quick succession. After taking down 5 consecutive fighters, He Yu stands exhausted, breathing heavily. Despite his fatigue, he puts on a brave face and defiantly shouts for the next opponent, boasting he can still take on 10 more. However, it's clear he is running out of stamina. His impressive run ends when he is defeated by his 6th opponent. With He Yu eliminated, the situation looks dire for the elite class. They are now down to their last 3 fighters, while the second-year class still has 13 members remaining. With He Yu defeated, Wang Xiaoji is next. He unleashes his full power, going on an incredible winning streak and single-handedly defeating 10 opponents in a flurry of furious kicks and punches. However, the long series of battles takes its toll. During his 11th match, Wang Xiaoji runs out of stamina and is defeated. Following him is Liu Gang, who quickly dispatches 2 more of the opposing team's top fighters in less than 10 minutes. With their opponents now down to their last fighter, teacher Yao Yuanfeng smugly suggests that the second-year teacher, Brother Feng, should just surrender. Brother Feng, however, remains unfazed. He smirks and calls forth his final student, Wang Jin, telling him it is his turn. A new challenger steps forward, an enormous, overweight student who towers over Liu Gang. Despite his opponent's intimidating size, Liu Gang is not impressed, dismissing him as just a slightly larger fatty. He rushes into attack, confident he can beat him. He lands a powerful punch on Wang Jin's massive belly, but to his shock, the blow has no effect. He feels as if he just punched solid rubber. He tries again, unleashing a rapid barrage of punches, but all his attacks are harmlessly absorbed by his opponent's thick layer of fat. Soon, Liu Gang is left panting and exhausted, realizing his attacks are useless. His opponent, who has not moved an inch, looks down at him with a calm expression. He asks if Liu Gang is finished, because now it is his turn. Before Liu Gang can react, Wang Jin grabs him by the neck with incredible strength. With a single, effortless motion, he throws Liu Gang out of the ring, securing the victory and leaving the elite class with only one fighter remaining. Stunned by such a powerful fighter, teacher Yao Yuanfeng exclaims that he doesn't remember the second-year class having such a strong student. The opposing teacher, Brother Feng, smirks and explains that Wang Jin is a new transfer student who just arrived this semester. He then smugly reminds teacher Yao about their bet, telling him it looks like he is going to lose and will have to buy dinner for the entire opposing class. Realizing he has been tricked by his rival's secret weapon, teacher Yao clenches his fist in frustration, worried that not even Lin Zichen can defeat this monster. Despite his doubts, he puts on a brave face for his last student. He places a hand on Lin Zichen's shoulder and tells him it's his turn, encouraging him to just do his best and not worry too much about winning, as that experience will be valuable. Lin Zichen simply smiles and reassures his teacher that he will win, leaving the man speechless. As Lin Zichen steps into the ring, Wang Jin looks down at him, unimpressed. He dismisses his opponent as looking to be his class's final ace. From the sidelines, Shen Qinghen, Xu Rui, and the other girls from the elite class shout insults at Wang Jin, calling him an arrogant fatty and cheering for Lin Zichen to teach the dead pig a lesson. Annoyed by the taunts, Wang Jin decides to offer a handicap. He tells Lin Zichen he will stand still and allow him 10 free hits. He explains that he doesn't want Lin Zichen and his little fangirls to complain later that he was just bullying a smaller opponent. Lin Zichen happily accepts the offer. Wang Jin tells him to come at him with his full power. Without hesitation, Lin Zichen unleashes a single, devastating punch to his opponent's massive stomach. The force of the blow is so immense that it sends the enormous Wang Jin spinning through the air before he crashes hard onto the floor, knocked out cold. Both classes are left in stunned silence, which is quickly broken by a massive, tearful cheer from the elite class as they celebrate Lin Zichen's incredible victory. A few moments later, Wang Jin slowly begins to regain consciousness. Completely disoriented, he groggily wonders where he is and what just happened, muttering that the outcome was completely illogical and unscientific. After Lin Zichen's victory, the second-year teacher approaches Yao Yuanfeng, the elite class's teacher. He remarks on how powerful Lin Zichen was, comparing his one-punch victory over Wang Jin to a former prodigy named Wu Tiancheng. Yao Yuanfeng replies that while Lin Zichen is strong, he isn't at Wu Tiancheng's level yet, explaining that Wu Tiancheng was a monster who terrified the principal as a first year. Overhearing the name, Lin Zichen walks over and asks his teachers who Wu Tiancheng is. Yao Yuanfeng excitedly explains that Wu Tiancheng was a legendary student from a few years ago. As a first year, he single-handedly defeated the entire third-year elite class, shocking the school. The teacher continues by listing Wu Tiancheng's incredible stats as a first year, a 100-meter dash in 6.12 seconds, a 3.96-meter vertical jump, and a 650-kilogram one-handed barbell lift. He asks Lin Zichen if he is impressed. Lin Zichen smiles nervously and admits he is a little impressed. However, He internally thinks Wu Tiancheng's feats were only on par with the strength he possessed during his 6th grade summer vacation. That night, the class celebrates their victory at a restaurant. Teacher Yao Yuanfang holds up a soda for a toast. He joyfully announces that because Lin Zichen secured their win, the second-year teacher had to honor their bet and pay for everyone's feast. The entire class raises their glasses, cheering for Lin Zichen's performance. During dinner, Lin Zichen is surrounded by his classmates, including He Yu and Xu Rui. Now famous in school, they are all eager to know his training secrets and add him on WeChat. Lin Zichen finds this new attention a bit strange. Amidst the chaos, he observes that Shen Qinghan hasn't changed. Worried he won't be able to eat, she quietly puts food on his plate. During the celebration, Shen Qinghan suddenly gets a shocked expression. Looking flustered, she quickly tells Lin Zichen she needs to go to the restroom and rushes away. As she leaves, Lin Zichen notes that while some things change, her urge to pee when nervous or excited has remained the same. In the restroom, 2 of their female classmates are gossiping. One complains about how Shen Qinghan fawns over Lin Zichen like a maid, always pouring his drinks and peeling his shrimp. The other agrees, questioning, "Before we move ahead, please take a second to share on this video." Sharing helps this video reach friends who may also enjoy anime, gaming, travel, cricket, chess, career basics, or personal stories. Your support helps Amazing Abhai grow naturally. How someone with Shen Qinghan's lack of strength could have gotten into the elite class, if not for being his sycophant. She cruelly adds that their relationship won't last, as the difference in their abilities is destined to drive them apart. Unseen, Shen Qinghan overhears their entire conversation and is visibly hurt. However, instead of hiding, she confronts them. With newfound determination, she firmly tells the startled girls that she is not a sycophant. She is his childhood friend. Later that evening, as they walk home, Lin Zichen notices she seems dejected and asks if something is wrong. Looking down sadly, Shen Qinghan confides in him. She explains her mother always said she would grow out of wetting her pants. However, she reveals with frustration that even now she still has to wear diapers to bed every night. Looking up at him, she says she feels disabled, like she can't even control her own bladder. Lin Zichen looks at a distraught Shen Qinghan and firmly tells her she is not disabled. He gently places his hands on her shoulders to comfort her, explaining that her inability to control her bladder is actually a superpower that hasn't fully developed yet. Shen Qinghan looks up with wide, hopeful eyes, questioning if it's really a superpower. Lin Zichen confirms it, telling her that her natural talent in the water is a manifestation of this power. Intrigued, Shen Qinghan asks if his own amazing abilities are also because he has a superpower. Lin Zichen confidently replies that yes, just like her, he also has a superpower. Excited by the idea, Shen Qinghan wonders what kind of power she might have. Lin Zichen reassures her it will definitely be a very powerful one. However, their path is blocked. A special team and protective gear is coordinating off a building, and an officer with the megaphone instructs the public to stay back while they exterminate rats. Their attention is drawn to the chaos inside. A man in an apron frantically swings a broom at a swarm of large rats trying to fend off the exterminators. He screams at the officers to stop, pleading with them not to kill his brothers. His face twists in agony and rage as he continues to scream. Consumed by fury, the man charges at the officers, yelling that he will fight them to the death. Watching the scene, Shen Qinghan asks Lin Zichen if the man has gone crazy. Lin Zichen agrees, suggesting he might be mentally ill. Though he finds the situation pitiful, he tells her that's just how some people are and that they should go home. Later that night at Lin Zichen's house, he and his parents are watching a troubling news report. The anchor announces that a young female teacher went missing last week and is still not found. His mother, Zhang Wangzhen, expresses her alarm, noting this is the 4th young woman to disappear this month. His father, Lin Yansheng, corrects her, stating it is the 5th. The report continues, showing photos of the missing women, all young and attractive. It issues a public warning for young women to avoid going out alone at night. Worried, Zhang Wangzhen tells her son he must not let Shen Qinghan go anywhere by herself. Lin Zichen smiles and promises to look after her. Meanwhile, at a public security office in Shanghai City, The man from the market has been taken into custody. A doctor in a lab coat is speaking with a police officer. The officer asks for the doctor's opinion, wondering if the man is mentally ill. The doctor replies he isn't certain, explaining that he has tried to communicate with the suspect, but the man has remained completely silent. The officer finds this strange, saying the man was screaming non-stop at the market earlier. Suddenly the officer's eyes widen with a terrifying realization. Both he and the doctor whip their heads around to look at the man, who is now hunched over, surrounded by a dark, menacing aura. Before their horrified eyes, the man begins to transform, mutating into a monstrous, giant, aberrant rat. As the creature grows, the terrified officer screams into his radio, frantically calling for backup and requesting a cyborg team, yelling that the person in the interrogation room is turning into a giant aberrant beast. The giant aberrant rat rampages. A police squad opens fire, but the bullets barely slow it down. As the officers retreat, a female officer reports that headquarters confirmed all cyborgs are deployed on other missions. The director adds grimly that support won't arrive for 10 minutes, and their ammunition won't last that long. Realizing they can't fight it head-on, the director orders his team to their car. Their new plan is to lure the monster into the suburbs to buy time. The female officer jumps into a police van and starts the engine, while another officer braces himself inside. They speed through the city with the giant rat in hot pursuit, leaping between buildings. The female officer urges them to go faster to give the cyborgs more time. The van races up a mountain road and into a tunnel, but the beast is relentless. It closes the distance with a terrifying roar, its massive, tooth-filled maw open. The monster slams into the back of the van, causing it to lose control, flip violently through the air, and crash. Inside the overturned van, the female officer hangs upside down, injured. With a look of despair, she thinks that in the end, they still couldn't make it. Just as the giant aberrant rat roars in triumph over the wrecked van, a massive explosion engulfs it. Help has arrived. A female cyborg with short purple hair and sleek armor. Hovering in the air, she locks on and unleashes a barrage of powerful purple missiles. The projectiles slam into the monster, creating a series of fiery explosions as she gives the command to kill. After the smoke clears, the cyborg lands on the crater-filled road. She finds a large tunnel and realizes the rat escaped by digging its way out. Noting the beast seemed to be getting smarter. However, she sees shredded flesh and blood on the ground and concludes the creature is seriously injured and couldn't have gotten far. She decides she has a good chance to track it down. The scene shifts to the city skyline at 3 a.m. In his room, Lin Zichen is at his computer, not training, but writing. He reflects on his progress as a web novel author. He has written daily for over half a month, and his novel is now nearly 200,000 words. More importantly, his paid income has already surpassed 10,000 yuan. He thinks about the novel's future potential, noting it is still in the new book period. He eagerly wonders how much money he will make once it is officially launched. Too excited about his novel's income to sleep, Lin Zichen decides to train. He finds a deserted, unsurveilled alley to test his recent efforts. As he practices, he is pleased with his progress. His 100-meter sprint time has dropped to an incredible 3.43 seconds, and his vertical jump has reached 7.22 meters. He feels that if he continues improving at this rate, he will eventually achieve a saintly body. His training is interrupted by an unsettling, gnawing sound. He turns and sees a shadowy figure hunched in a dark corner. The figure is a grotesque rat-like creature, a mouseman. It is chewing on a human arm. Noticing Lin Zichen, the creature begs for its life, pleading for forgiveness, and explaining it was just too hungry. It strangely promises that once full, it will come and pay its respects every year. Lin Zichen stares in horror, recognizing the creature as a mouseman. He immediately connects this sight to the news report about the giant mutant rat that escaped. He wonders with dawning dread if this creature is that same beast, now in a more humanoid, but no less monstrous form. Realizing extreme danger, Lin Zichen decides he must inform the police. However, as he turns to leave, the mouseman panics, thinking he is its next meal. It stammers that it doesn't have to eat him and can go find others to devour instead. Before Lin Zichen can react, the creature springs. Before we move ahead, please take a second to like on this video. A like tells me that you enjoyed this topic. Your support helps Amazing Pie grow naturally. Into action. It leaps off the alley walls with blinding speed, ricocheting from side to side in a series of lightning-fast jumps. The mouseman lunges at him, screaming it wants to eat human meat as hunger overrides its fear. The attack is so fast that Lin Zichen realizes there is no time to dodge. With no other option, he faces the monster head-on. As the creature closes in, Lin Zichen meets its charge with a single, devastating kick to its jaw. The impact sends the mouseman spinning through the air before it crashes hard to the ground. The beast struggles to its feet, clutching its bleeding chest. It stares at Lin Zichen in disbelief, wondering how a weak-looking student could possess such overwhelming strength. Stunned and injured, the mouseman stares back at Lin Zichen, shocked by his unexpected power. Before it can recover, a rock suddenly flies through the air and slams into its head. Seizing the advantage, Lin Zichen gives the monster no chance to retaliate. He unleashes a furious storm of rocks, throwing them with incredible speed and precision. The mouseman is completely overwhelmed by the relentless assault, unable to defend itself as the rocks pummel its body. After a few moments, the onslaught stops. Lin Zichen stands at the end of the alley, breathing heavily. He watches the spot where the creature fell, noticing it is no longer moving. He approaches cautiously and finds his attack was more devastating than he imagined. The mouseman is obliterated, reduced to a steaming pile of skeletal remains. Wondering if the creature was truly dead, Lin Zichen touches the pile of bones. A surge of blue energy flows into him, and a system notification confirms he has devoured a trace of the giant mutant rat's life source, increasing his codex progress to 7%. He is disappointed to only absorb 2% this time, compared to the 5% from the scorched corpse. He theorizes the differences due to the varying amount of Rat King gene each heretic had consumed. Realizing it was nearly morning and unsafe to stay, he heads home. Moments after he leaves, the purple-haired female cyborg lands in the empty alley. She stands over the steaming bones, wondering who could have killed the Rat Man. The scene shifts to a dark building where a sinister ritual is happening. A hooded cultist carries an unconscious woman to a large, glowing red summoning circle. He places her in the center and kneels, offering her to his Lord Rat God to enjoy. From the darkness, menacing multi-lensed red eyes glare back. A deep, angry voice questions why there is only one woman, accusing the cultist of trying to starve it. The voice complains the offering isn't even a mouthful and threatens to make the cultist part of the sacrifice. The cultist prostrates himself in terror, desperately begging to explain. Still on the floor, the terrified cultist explains that young women have become cautious lately, rarely going out at night and always traveling in groups, making them hard to capture. The massive, shadowy rat god looms over him, its deep voice commanding that if women are too difficult, he should catch young men. Instead, the cultist immediately agrees. Suddenly, a large, bloody chunk of raw meat is thrown onto the floor. The cultist greedily grabs it and begins to devour it raw, thanking his Lord Rat God for the blessing. As he eats, the ritual reaches its gruesome climax. Massive red tentacles emerge from the summoning circle, wrapping around the unconscious woman and lifting her into the air. The monstrous, multi-eyed maw of the rat god opens wide and devours her whole. Sounds of chewing and crunching echo through the building. After its meal, the Lord Rat God gives one final chilling order. It tells the cultists not to capture ordinary people next time, complaining their meat is too bitter. The entity declares it wants to eat nobles who live in luxury, believing their meat will be more tender. To help Shenzhen Han improve her martial arts grades, Lin Zichen holds special training sessions with her at her house. During one session, he acts as her personal coach, correcting her form. He adjusts her arm, stance, and shoulders, explaining how to generate more power and maintain better balance. Once her posture is corrected, he tells her to attack him with her full strength. She lunges at him with a determined punch. Lin Zichen easily catches her fist, praising her for the precise angle and improved power. He also catches her follow-up kick, pointing out a flaw in her form, and demonstrating the correct technique by physically moving her leg into the proper position. After the intense session, an exhausted and sweaty Shenzhen Han collapses onto the floor. She catches her breath, telling him that even though she is exhausted, she can feel her martial arts strength has genuinely improved. Still kneeling on the floor, a motivated Shenzhen Han tells Lin Zichen that training 3 times a week isn't enough and asks if they can do it every day. Lin Zichen tells her that isn't necessary, explaining her body couldn't handle a daily high-intensity regimen. Shen Jinhan agrees and decides to stick with their current schedule. Just then, Lin Zichen's phone buzzes. As he takes it out, Shen Jinhan leans in curiously, asking if it's a special news report. He looks at the screen and sees two major headlines. The first announces that the Jishen Corporation will provide free treatment for former mechanical prodigy girls left disabled by early mechanical modifications. The second, more shocking, report reveals a genius from Beijing University has successfully fused with a 1,000-threaded spider beast gene, breaking the record for the youngest person to undergo a dual gene fusion. Lin Zichen's eyes widen as he reads the second story, immediately realizing this genius must be the same prodigy from the capital he has been competing with for years. Most people cannot undergo gene fusion until adulthood, as a younger body can't withstand the backlash from beast genes and risks severe mutation. However, this prodigy has now successfully undergone a second gene fusion at the young age of 18. Lin Zichen is left to ponder the prodigy's incredible physical talent and wonder if gene fusion is indeed the best path to. At his house, Lin Zichen is busy with his new career as a web novel author. Thanks to his incredible writing speed, his novel is an instant hit. The comment section is filled with readers amazed by his output, with one calling him a tentacle monster for posting 50,000 words on the first day. Lin Zichen reflects that with his use in advance and celestial root of wisdom attributes, a month of practice allows him to type at 10,000 words per hour. This efficiency means writing takes only about an hour a day, leaving him plenty of time for training. His father, Lin Yangxing, enters and praises his success. He estimates that if Lin Zichen maintains a stable plot and a 10,000-word daily pace, he could earn around 50,000 when in his first month. He adds that once the novel's word count grows, making 100,000 when a month would not be a problem. Lin Zichen is thrilled. With an income of 50 to 100,000 when a month, he will no longer have to worry about funding his quest to unlock the exotic beast codex. He sets a firm goal. He will use his first 2 months' fees to finally unlock the Savage Giant Eagle Codex. The scene shifts to his martial arts class, where the teacher, Yao Yuanfeng, announces a sparring session to assess progress. Lin Zichen's overwhelming power is on full display. He completely crushes the field, effortlessly defeating every opponent with powerful kicks and punches. No one lands a single hit on him. After the session, his teacher presents him with his prize money. Lin Zichen reflects on the successful day, pleased that he not only earned another 888 yuan, but also gained crucial experience points toward his survival of the fittest achievement. While Lin Zichen dominated, Shen Xinghan's results were not as stellar. As usual, she ranked last. Her friend, Xu Rui, tries to comfort the dejected girl. However, her training with Lin Zichen has clearly paid off. She now has the ability to fight back. A flashback shows her previous match against Wen Yuntong, the second worst student in the class, where she was defeated in under 3 seconds. This time, Shen Xinghan held her ground for nearly 3 minutes. More impressively, she actively traded blows, landing several punches and kicks. Her martial arts teacher, Yao Yuanfeng, was very impressed by her progress. He praised her hard work and encouraged her to keep it up. With the sparring session concluded, the teacher gathered the class and made a new announcement. He declared that in 1 month, their class would challenge the elite class of the second years, setting an ambitious goal for them to take down every student except for their top 3 fighters. The class roared back in confident agreement. The teacher was pleased with their fighting spirit. A month passes quickly. Lin Zichen's web novel has been a mop. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to Amazing Up High. Subscribing makes sure you do not miss the next video, and it gives me motivation to keep improving the quality of every upload. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one.